Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Vanessa if you're new here. I am a registered nurse, licensed medical esthetician, and a certified makeup artist. So today's video is going to be all about dry skin, dehydrated skin, damaged skin barriers, and what causes these things, how to treat them. I'm going to talk about ingredients that you should avoid and then ingredients to look for in your skincare routine. I'm also going to give you guys some tips and tricks. And then at the end, I'm going to give you guys a morning and evening skincare routine with product recommendations that will all be linked down below in the description box. So if that is something that you're interested in, then keep watching the video. Make sure you give it a like and then subscribe to my channel and ring the notification bell. And let's just jump right into the video. To start off, let's talk about dry skin versus dehydrated skin. When people say dry skin, that typically means that you're lacking sebum, so your skin isn't producing enough oil. When your skin's dehydrated, that means that your skin isn't holding on to water like it should. So there's a bunch of different things that could cause this. Both of these usually go hand in hand. And then another thing is damaged skin barrier. You've been hearing a lot about this on TikTok lately. Everybody's all worried about the skin barrier, but for good reason, because the skin barrier is designed to keep the good stuff in and the bad stuff out. The good stuff being water. So if your barrier is damaged, you're going to have a lot more water loss. Your skin isn't going to hold on to water as well. So your barrier is pretty much just a layer of dead skin cells, lipids, and proteins that are on the surface of your skin. And if you're doing things such as physical exfoliation, like a scrub or like a microdermabrasion, I don't know why I said it like that, microdermabrasion, that's going to jack up your skin barrier. I mean, it'll grow back, you'll be fine, but your skin's going to be damaged for a hot minute. Another thing that pertains to this is your skin's natural moisturizing factor. So this is made up of lactate, urea, PCA, what am I missing? Oh, and amino acids, which are the building blocks for proteins. So the natural moisturizing factor is meant to keep your skin hydrated, to hold on to water, and as you age, you produce less of these things, and then there's a lot of other things that can contribute to having less of these too. So you want to look for ingredients that contain these if your skin's dry or dehydrated, and that's going to help your skin hold on to water a lot better and keep it moisturized and hydrated. So let's talk about causes of dry skin. I'm just going to say dry skin is like an umbrella term because usually if you have one, you have them all. Not always, but a lot of the times. So causes can be atopic dermatitis, or better known as eczema. It can also be contact dermatitis, which is just skin irritation caused from some kind of contact with something that your skin did not like. That can be like skincare products, maybe like an allergen out in the environment, a lot of different things. Another big one is over-exfoliation. So this can be using something like a salicylic acid or a glycolic acid way too often, or going way too hard with the tretinoin or retinoid. Anything that exfoliates the skin, gets rid of dead skin cells that you're overusing, that can definitely dry out the skin and destroy your skin's barrier. Another one's medications. If you are doing like radiation or chemo, that's definitely going to cause some major dryness. And I think I might make a video in the future talking all about my product recommendations or just like skin recommendations in general for people who are going through chemo or radiation, because it's kind of its own animal. But also blood pressure medications, cholesterol medications, diuretics, those things can definitely dry your skin out. And then if you have hypothyroidism, if you have menopause, or not if you have menopause like it's a disease, but if you're going through menopause or if you've already been through menopause, you have a decreased supply of estrogen in your body, and that can lead to dry, irritated skin. And then also lack of fatty acids in your diet, essential fatty acids, which are fatty acids that your body doesn't naturally produce. We have to get them from our diet, and a good source of these is going to be like fish, like salmon, or avocado is a good one. Different kinds of nuts like cashews, those all contain good essential fatty acids that you don't naturally produce, and your skin definitely needs those to stay good and moisturized. Another thing is if you're taking super long and hot showers, or if you are showering in hard water. So you can get a water softener that's super expensive. I use a water filter that just filters out all of the minerals and stuff. to make your water a little bit softer. But you also want to take lukewarm short showers, which I know sucks, but it's going to help your skin a lot because that hot water is going to really do some damage and dry out your skin. So try to keep it short. Try not to scald yourself. I need to take my own advice because I love a scalding hot long shower, but it definitely can dry out your skin. So, and then also just aging in general. As you age, like I said, you produce less of those natural moisture factors. Your skin loses collagen and elastin, and your skin just becomes a lot more dehydrated. So, ton of fun, but as we age, we need to make sure that we're definitely getting these in our skincare or adding more into our diet, or a combination, even better. And then also harsh environment. So if you live somewhere in the north where it's super cold outside, or if you live in the desert where it's really dry, you have no humidity, that's definitely going to dry out your skin. Or if you're using a ton of air conditioning or central heating, also going to dry out your skin. Something that you can do is sleep with a humidifier next to your bed. And if you go to sleep with humectants, which humectants hold water into your skin, so if you use a humectant on your skin before you go to bed and then sleep with a humidifier on, your skin's going to soak up all of that moisture and you're going to wake up with nice, plump, hydrated skin. So that is a game changer. Just make sure if you are using a humidifier that you're cleaning it regularly, because you don't want to get mold in those things and then you have a whole nother array of issues. So yeah, I think there's a fly in here. If you hear that buzzing, I'm so sorry. It's driving me crazy. So ingredients to avoid. You want to avoid alcohol or denatured alcohol. That is going to dehydrate the skin like no other, and it can also lead to premature aging. Another one is fragrance and essential oils. These are really irritating on your skin. They're really harsh, and if you already have a damaged skin barrier, you definitely don't want to be using ingredients that are even more irritating to the skin, because it's just going to dry it out more and it can lead to contact dermatitis. So avoid these if you can. Some ingredients that I look for that I love: humectants, of course. That's going to be your glycerin, your hyaluronic acid. Urea is a fantastic ingredient. It's also a keratolytic. I always have a hard time saying that, but that just means that it helps break up dead skin cells. So it's really good to use like on your feet to keep them nice and smooth, or your elbows, anywhere you get dry skin, but it's also amazing for your face. You want to use really calming, soothing, anti-inflammatory ingredients like allantoin, panthenol, bisabolol. Those are all amazing. As far as exfoliators go, I would use lactic acid. Lactic acid is an amazing AHA, alpha hydroxy acid. So it's in the same family as a glycolic acid, but it's a lot more gentle. So you're going to see some anti-aging benefits from it. It helps get off dead skin cells. This fly is driving me insane. Oh my god. What was I saying? Oh, and it's also really hydrating and helps hold water into the skin. So I love, love, love lactic acid. Mandelic acid's also a good one, and azelaic acid. Those are both bigger molecules, so they're not going to irritate your skin as much, but you're still going to see a lot of benefits from them. They help with redness, they help with acne, they help with just like dulled skin or texture. You also want to look for products that contain those natural moisture factors like I was talking about. So I've already touched on urea. Also sodium PCA is a really good one. And then amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein. Another one that I love to use in my skincare routine is ceramides. These are going to help restore your skin's barrier, so keep the good in, the bad out. It's going to help your skin hold on to water and lock that water in to keep it hydrated. And then I also really like petrolatum. So petrolatum is going to be, or some people say petrolatum, I don't really know which one it is. I'm going to say petrolatum, but it is the most effective occlusive. So petrolatum can be found in Vaseline, which is pretty much just straight petrolatum. It's also in Aquaphor or the CeraVe healing ointment, which I love. So the way you want to use this is when you get out of the shower. I'm sorry if you hear my dog out there. He's really wanting in here. I think he's hitting the door. Grizzly, calm down. The way you want to use petrolatum is when you get out of the shower or after you wash your face, when your skin is still damp, you want to apply your hydrating serums. Then you want to put your moisturizer on directly after, and then put your petrolatum directly on top, and that's going to lock in all of that hydration and moisture and your skin is going to feel like a baby's butt. I don't recommend using it during the day because it does feel oily and gross and your hair's going to get stuck in it. You're going to look like you could fry bacon off of your face. It's just not really a great look. I mean, if you want to do that, go for it, but I recommend doing it at nighttime. So I love petrolatum. So doing this is going to prevent transepidermal water loss. I can't remember if I've talked about this yet or not, but if I haven't, transepidermal water loss, or you can just call it TEWL, T-E-W-L, that means that the water that's in your skin evaporates into the air. So once you get out of the shower, when that water is still in your skin, then you're going to put your hydrating serum, then your moisturizer, then your petrolatum based product. That is going to really lock in that water and keep it from evaporating out of your skin. So it's going to prevent the TEWL. I also really love snail mucin. I know this one's huge right now on TikTok and everywhere else in the skincare industry, but it really is an amazing ingredient. I know it's nasty, it feels gross, but it has so many amazing benefits. It can help with anti-aging. It's an amazing humectant, so it helps hold water into the skin. It's good for wound healing. It just has so many benefits. I love snail mucin. So I highly recommend that, especially if you have dry, irritated skin. Now let's talk about our AM skin routine with product recommendations. I'm going to have all the products I talk about with prices up on the screen, and I'm also going to have it linked below for easy access. And if you see me looking down at my computer, I have all of the ingredients list pulled up because there's no way I could remember all of the ingredients, but I want to give you guys really accurate information. So for your AM routine, you do not have to cleanse in the morning if you don't feel like you have to. If you wake up and your skin still feels clean and you don't have like oil on your skin or anything like that, you can absolutely skip the AM cleanser. But if you do cleanse in the morning, you want to use one that is non-stripping, that's really gentle, and that has some hydrating ingredients. So one that I always like to recommend is the Vanita Cream Gentle Cleanser. I've talked about this one on my channel before. There's nothing really crazy about it. It's just a really good solid cleanser that's very gentle, that is not going to strip your skin of its natural oils. The next one is a CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser. This one has like that milky consistency, and it contains glycerin, which is humectant, we love. It also contains a lot of different ceramides, hyaluronic acid, and it contains cholesterol, which is awesome. It helps keep your skin really moisturized. So I love this cleanser if you have dry skin. Another hydrating cleanser that I love is the Paula's Choice Resist Anti-Aging Hydrating Cleanser. So this one is another creamy cleanser. It's not really, the Vanita Cream is more of like a gel consistency. The last two I've talked about are more creamy, so that's just something to note. But this one has glycerin, which is humectant. It also has green tea extract, chamomile extract, and then it has a few other emollients to help keep the skin moisturized. And then the last cleanser that I'm going to recommend is the Stratia. I hope I'm saying that right. Stratia. I'm not sure. The Velvet Cleansing Milk. So this one, like in the name, is a more milky cleanser. This one has rice bran oil, which I love. It has some antioxidant properties, and it's also an emollient. It also contains glycerin, and then it has chamomile, which is calming, allantoin, calming, anti-inflammatory, and then it has aloe. I also love aloe. It's an amazing ingredient. So now let's talk about serums. The first one I'm sure you could call is the CosRx Snail Mucin. I love this product. Not only does it have the snail mucin, which is amazing, it also has a sodium hyaluronate, which is a form of hyaluronic acid. It has panthenol, which is soothing, and it's a humectant. And then it has allantoin, which is an anti-inflammatory. And then it has arginine, which is an amino acid. Another amazing product if you have dry, dehydrated skin is the Dermatology Hydration Booster 10X. So this one has glycerin, sodium hyaluronate, it has ceramides in it, cholesterol, tons of different peptides, which also make up protein. And then it also has aloe juice and some antioxidants. So I love this product. I have a discount code down below in the description box for dermatology. I think it saves you like 10 or 15%. So if you use that link, you can save money if you want to try out this product or any of their other products. Then the last treatment serum I'm going to recommend is the skincare.by.v Super Hydrating Toner. She is a cosmetic formulator and a doctor that I absolutely love. She's here on YouTube. She makes really great educational videos if you want to go check her out. But she created her own line, and this is, as you can imagine, packed with really great ingredients. It has glycerin, niacinamide, which is, I could go on and on about niacinamide, but it's good for acne, it's a humectant, it's good for anti-aging, it does all kinds of different things. It also has urea, which is one of my favorite ingredients. It has panthenol, allantoin, centella asiatica, which is another really good anti-inflammatory, and it also has antioxidant properties, and it's a humectant. Panolactone, which is a humectant, and then it also has lactic acid, which we love. So love this toner. Now let's talk about moisturizers. So I'm just going to list off all the moisturizers. I know that some people like to use a heavier moisturizer at night, a lighter weight one in the morning. I typically just stick to one moisturizer for morning and night, but I can totally see why you'd want to do two different ones. But I'm just going to lay out all the moisturizers, but just know that these could be day or night, just however you want to do it. The first one is the Stratia. I hope I'm saying that right. Stratia? I don't know. And it used to be called the Liquid Gold Moisturizer, but they've changed the name to Lipid Gold Moisturizer, so don't get tricked by that. But this one's packed with a lot of really good ingredients. It has niacinamide in it, rosehip oil, some other kind of fruit oil that I don't know, panthenol, dimethicone, which is a really good emollient that helps hold that water into the skin. I feel like dimethicone gets a bad rap, but it's a really good ingredient. It also has glycerin, squalane, which is an oil that's naturally found in your skin that is a really great emollient. It has vitamin E, which is an antioxidant. It has ceramides, which we love. It has cholesterol, sodium hyaluronate, which is a form of hyaluronic acid. This one's a really good option for moisturizer. Another one from Geek and Gorgeous, which I also have a discount code linked down below for, and it's called the Happier Barrier Moisturizer. This one's supposed to be a nourishing yet lightweight moisturizer. And it has squalane, glycerin, jojoba oil, which I love, bisabolol, allantoin, ceramide, squalane, and tocopherol, which is vitamin E, which is an antioxidant. That one's also a really good option. The next one, I do not know how to pronounce the brand name. It's spelled Dieux. Don't know how to pronounce that. But it's the Instant Angel Moisturizer. I love the ingredients in this product. I want to try it so bad. I can't stand it. It has a long ingredients list, but it has glycerin, squalane, linoleic acid, which is an emollient. It has phospholipids, which is what makes up your skin's barrier. It has sodium PCA, urea, we love it, ceramides, lactic acid, love it, tocopherol, which is vitamin E, sodium hyaluronate, and then it has some peptides in there. I really want to try that one. That sounds like such a good product. The next one is the Paula's Choice Resist Barrier Repair Moisturizer. Paula's Choice has a ton of really good options. It's a really solid brand, especially for like dry skin and anti-aging. But this one contains glycerin, shea butter, squalane, lecithin, which I love, adenosine, peptides, ceramides. This one has retinol in it, so if your skin is super irritated or super dry, you might want to steer clear of this one. It also has green tea extract, which is an antioxidant and can be really calming. It also has licorice root extract, which can be used as a brightening ingredient. Multiple different antioxidants. And then the last one is another product from Skincare by Dr. V, and this is her Cerapet Moisturizer. This is a really thick, like fatty moisturizer, so if you're super dry, you'll probably love this one. This one has dimethicone, glycerin, shea butter, niacinamide, urea, panthenol, more ceramides, peptides, aloe. Yeah, this one is packed with a lot of goodies. It also has lactic acid. So for the daytime, something that's really important is wearing SPF. You definitely don't want to skip an SPF. UV can be super damaging to your skin. It causes skin cancer. It can further dehydrate your skin and lead to premature aging. So a good one for dry skin is a newer one. It's from Naturium, which is another brand that I love, and it's called the Dew Glow Moisturizer SPF 50. So this one is a chemical sunscreen. So if you have super sensitive skin and you don't tolerate chemical sunscreens very well, you're probably going to want to skip this one and use the next one that I'm going to talk about. Yeah, this one's a chemical sunscreen. It contains glycerin, has some antioxidants, some different oils, emollients. It has niacinamide in it, vitamin E, bisabolol, sodium hyaluronate, squalane, and then a ton of emulsifiers. So this one definitely leaves you with a dewy finish. If you don't like that, avoid this one. But if you love a dewy finish, you'd probably love this one. Then I have another product from Skincare by Dr. V. This is her Inzinkable SPF 50, and this one is a mineral sunscreen. So if you don't tolerate chemical sunscreens very well, this one's the one for you. A lot of mineral sunscreens leave a white cast. When you first put this one on, you're going to be like, oh, I've messed up. But then it blends out and you can't see it at all, at least on my skin. But this one has zinc oxide, so that's the physical sunscreen portion of it. And then it also has glycerin, dimethicone, niacinamide, kernel oil, tocopherol, which is vitamin E, sodium PCA, bisabolol, and then a ton of other really yummy ingredients. This one also leaves a pretty dewy finish. So if you don't want a SPF that is super dewy, the one that I use is the INCI Hyaluronic Acid Watery Sun Gel. I don't have the ingredients pulled up right now, but it's packed with a lot of hydrating ingredients, tons of different forms of hyaluronic acid, and it gives a good hydration, but it's not crazy dewy like these other two are. So you can look into that. Okay, now let's talk your PM routine. So if you have sunscreen on or you're wearing makeup, you're going to want to do an oil cleanser first to break up that sunscreen and makeup. So the one that I like is the Face Theory Deeply Nourishing Jojoba Cleansing Oil. I've talked about this one before. I also have a discount code for Face Theory down below if you want to save some money. This one has jojoba seed oil, argan oil, rosehip oil, cranberry seed oil, lecithin, which is an emollient, and then it has tocopherol, which is vitamin E, which is an antioxidant. Another oil cleanser that I like is the Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Oil. I don't like the cleansing balm because the very first ingredient in that one is ethyl hexyl palmitate, and it is very comedogenic. But I do like the cleansing oil. It doesn't have a whole lot to the ingredients, but it does have glycerin in it. And then as far as treatment goes for the PM time, any of those serums that I mentioned earlier, the hydrating serums, you can use any of those at nighttime as well, and you can even use them under your exfoliant or your retinoid. If you want to use an exfoliant, I like the Naturium Vegan Lactic Acid Emulsion 5%. I already talked about lactic acid earlier and all of the amazing benefits that it has, and this one also has sunflower seed oil, niacinamide, aloe juice, bisabolol, some type of fruit extract, and tocopherol. So it's a really good exfoliant. If you want to use a retinoid and you have dry skin, I would recommend starting with the retinal instead of retinol. So it's spelled R-E-T-I-N-A-L. It can also be called retinaldehyde. One that I really like is from Geek and Gorgeous. It's the 101A Game 10 0.1% retinol serum. So retinaldehyde, your skin has to convert it to its usable form, unlike retinoic acid, which is like tretinoin. But there have been studies that show that retinol and retinoic acid at the same percentage have very similar effects, but the retinaldehyde has less irritation. So it's less likely to dry you out and irritate your skin. So I really like a retinol serum. So this one has glycerin, it has some emulsifiers, allantoin, which is good for soothing, it's anti-inflammatory. It also has cloudberry seed oil, panthenol, which is another really good anti-inflammatory and humectant. So I really like Geek and Gorgeous and their retinol serum. You can also use different forms of retinoids or tretinoin if you want, but if you do that, I do recommend starting out slow. Don't use it every night of the week. Use it once or twice a week and work your way up. And then on the nights that you're not using it, you want to use really hydrating emollient ingredients and then follow it up with a petrolatum based product like I mentioned earlier. And then after you do your serums, your exfoliant if you want to do a moisturizer. So that can be any of those moisturizers that I mentioned earlier. And then on top of the moisturizer, you can put your petrolatum based product unless you're using an exfoliant or a retinoid that night. If you're using something that can be kind of harsh on the skin, you don't want to use something occlusive like a petrolatum on top, because that is going to increase the efficacy of that product and it can cause a lot more irritation and dryness. So be careful with that. But if you're not using an exfoliant or a retinoid of some kind, then feel free to put the petrolatum based product on top of the moisturizer. Okay, so that is everything I had to talk about. I know that was a ton of information, but I wanted to just lay everything out there in one video instead of breaking it up into 100 different videos. So this is pretty much everything you need to know to help treat or prevent your dry, dehydrated skin. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. I really hope this video is able to benefit some of you guys. I hope I didn't leave anything out or forget anything. I'll have everything linked in the description box down below. I'll have discount codes for you. And then I'll also link some studies down below to kind of back up some of the things I've said in this video. And that way you can do your own research if you want. Another really good tool that I'm going to link down below for you is the website that I use to look up ingredients and get a lot of my information. It's called INCI Decoder, INCI Decoder. Like I said, I'll have it linked, but it's a really good resource. You can put in pretty much any product and it'll pull up the ingredients list for you, and then it tells you what that ingredient does, and it has studies to back up what they're saying. So it's a really, really good resource. It also shows how likely it is to irritate your skin, how likely it is to clog your pores, and then you can also look up individual ingredients, which is really helpful. So I'll have that link down below too. Like I said, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Make sure to like it, subscribe, turn the bell on so that you're notified when I post a new video, and I will see you guys in the next one.